Well, look, you have to remember that exports are costs and imports are benefits, right? The rest of the world wants to export to us. Well, let them do it. They're just making themselves the world's slaves, right? They're producing. If you look at Japan, right, for an example, if General MacArthur had gone into Japan right after World War II, and he said, okay, we won the war. We've got more nuclear weapons here. Here's the deal. You're going to send us 2 million cars a year for the next 60 years. We're not going to send you anything. You know, and, everybody would have said, you can't do that to those poor people. You know, it's like outrageous. Well, what's been happening for the last 60 years? Japan's been sending us 2 million cars a year. We've been sending them nothing. This is the biggest case of war reparations in the history of the world. But they think they're winning, and we think we're losing. We send trade negotiators to try and stop it. Right? The thing is, once you understand, and so we've had like 3-4 generations of Japanese working 12 hours a day at their machines, building us cars and golf clubs, and living in 600 square feet, you know, saving hot water when they make tea for later, so that we can sit around on welfare, driving the cars and playing golf. Right? And they think they're winning, and we think we're losing. The idea is you want to optimize your real terms of trade, as all good Australians know. Or you want to be able to get the most imports for your exports. Okay, and if the rest of the world wants to export to us, and China's been, you know, the world's slaves for the last few years. They've been net exporting large amounts. We've been giving them numbers on the scoreboard at the Federal Reserve, right? And our real terms of trade have been much higher than otherwise. We need to just take advantage of that. Just open it up. If you want to send us things, fine. Now, with all that, yeah, so the risk is that imports go away. So we should have trade policies and fiscal policy to maximize our real wealth, make our pile as large as possible. Everything we can produce at full employment, plus what we can get from the rest of the world, minus what we have to send out. And once you've optimized that, look, it's not what $1 buys, it's what all the dollars buy. Sure, $1 buys a lot less than it did 100 years ago, but all the dollars buy a lot more. And that's what we all have, and that's our real standard of living.
But we're not talking about, we don't want dollars, we want the goods, we're talking about
Right.
the goods, right? We're not,
Right.
like, you know, we have a good
Yeah,
trillion dollars, but then
exactly
what we
my
have
point.
is what we have. So I guess,
Real output, sure.
yeah, so.
Yeah, and so you want to optimize real output. So how do you do that? Well, you start by having everybody working.
That's true.
You know, taking yourself down to like 10% unemployment because you think you need the money in the future makes no sense at all. It's not about that. It's exactly what you said. You need the real output.
It doesn't make sense to stop using unemployment to fight inflation and start using unemployment to protect the exchange rate.